Hello and welcome to another edition of For the Record. I'm Shawn Murphy. It's time to talk baseball. So we brought in C.J. Knudsen, General Manager, Vice President and General Manager of the Connecticut Tigers. And we'll chat with him when we come back, so stay with us. Welcome back to For the Record. I'm Shawn Murphy. My guest today is a returning guest to the show. It is baseball season. It is baseball time. So we brought back C.J. Knudsen, Vice President and General Manager of the Connecticut Tigers. First of all, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here for a second time.
That's right.
Second time up at bat.
It is. How's it feel? Does it feel like baseball season to you?
It does, yeah.
Yep.
You know, spring is in the air.
Yep.
Summer's quickly approaching, and our opening day is coming up fast.
So for those who don't know, tell us about the Connecticut Tigers. Who are they? Where do they play? What is their league? And everything you can tell us.
Yeah, we Connecticut Tigers are the single-A minor league baseball team affiliated with the Detroit Tigers. We play all of our home games at Dodd Stadium in Norwich, Connecticut. This will be our third year in the market, and the past 2 years have been great. And we open up against the Boston Red Sox affiliate, the Lowell Spinners, on June 20th at home.
And for those that may not know, where you play at Dodd Stadium is, people may remember either the Norwich Navigators or the Connecticut. What was the other team? The
Connecticut Defenders.
Connecticut Defenders.
Yeah.
That's right. So you play there now. So you have the benefit of being a single A team playing in a double A stadium for all intents and purposes, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's an absolutely wonderful market. It's a great ballpark, and we're fortunate enough when we got in there, we actually got in there on April Fool's Day, so April 1st, 2010. You know, it's a great stadium, and we've had a lot of success, and we're planning on being there a number of years. And you know, so for that facility to be a single A facility, it's fantastic. You know, our level is really the level where the guys will get drafted out of the Major League Baseball draft in early June, and then they'll start their professional careers. And so for them to start their careers in Norwich, Connecticut at Dodd Stadium, they're very, very fortunate.
So you are seeing potential future Major League stars playing in Norwich, Connecticut.
Without a doubt. I mean, 4 or 5 years from now, you'll see these guys playing for the Detroit Tigers, and you'll see them play against the same guys they're playing with against the Red Sox, Yankees, Mets, Phillies. All the teams that we play, in our league, which is the New York Penn League, we play 14 teams. So they're all affiliated baseball teams, and so you'll get a chance to see a lot of, you know, a potpourri for everything from the Boston Red Sox to the Houston Astros farmhands.
You know, the good thing about that is, although you're affiliated with the Detroit Tigers, you can entice people to come to play against more local affiliate teams, like, for example, the Boston Red Sox single A team. Yeah,
I mean, you know, it's great because you get a chance to see people, you know, like Kevin Youkilis and Jonathan Papelbon. All those guys started their careers in the New York Penn League, which is the league that we're in, and so you get a chance to cheer on, you know, not only the Connecticut Tigers, but also if you're a Red Sox fan or a Yankees fan or a Phillies fan or a New York Mets fan, you get a chance to watch them a lot. And so us being, you know, an American League, you know, team, it's great. You know, you get a chance to see a lot of the future guys when they're up there. You know, to give you an idea, Jason Bay came through the league back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and obviously he's playing for the Mets now.
He used to play for the Red Sox.
He used to play for the Red Sox, and he actually started out in the Montreal Expos organization. And Jason actually played for the Vermont Expos, which was a team in this league. Now they changed their name to the Vermont Lake Monsters, and that was the team I was with prior to coming down to Connecticut.
Yeah, we'll get into your past a little bit too. Yeah, so you've got an interesting track record working your way up to where you are. Let's talk about some of the other teams like you were just mentioning in this league. Talk about the league itself and some of the other temes.
Well, the league itself is actually called the New York Penn League, which is interesting enough because we do have teams in New York and also Pennsylvania, which is appropriate, but we actually travel as far west as Niles, Ohio.
Wow.
So we're traveling all the way out to Ohio, where we face the Mahoning Valley Scrappers, which are affiliated with the Cleveland Indians. We're traveling as far south as Aberdeen, Maryland, where we face the Aberdeen Ironbirds, which are owned and operated by Cal Ripken. And we're traveling as far north as my old ball club, the Vermont Lake Monsters in Burlington, Vermont. So you know, there's 14 teams and really large markets like the Brooklyn Cyclones. We go down there to play the Cyclones and also the Staten Island Yankees. So the Cyclones are owned and operated by the New York Mets. And so you're playing in one of the largest markets in the world.
Yeah.
And then you might head over to Jamestown, New York, or Batavia, New York, so the western part of New York, and play in one of the smallest markets. So really the facilities vary, the market size vary, but the baseball is outstanding. a lot of the guys are coming out of major Division I college teams that are playing in the College World Series, then get drafted. You might get guys that are right out of high school that might sign for $2 or $3 million. So it's pretty awesome baseball up at Dodd Stadium.
You were talking about the name of the league and how, even though it's called the New York Penn League, you're spread out so much. I keep thinking of like college sports leagues, like for example the Big East. It's so not East anymore. Big Ten has what, 12 or something now, and Big 12 has whatever, 9, 10. A name really doesn't mean what's in the league, or where you travel to.
Yeah, without a doubt. We'll end up busing about 5,000 miles this year. And this is not a glamorous level of minor league baseball where you're hopping
taking a lot of bus trips.
Yeah, you're not hopping on planes with stewardesses and flight attendants.
There's no charter flights.
No, and it's also not the days of old where it's the Bull Durham days where you're traveling around in broken down buses. And the buses that we're traveling on now are fantastic. They have Wi-Fi signals. They're comfortable. But these guys will be traveling mostly at nighttime, and so they're kind of paying their dues at this level before they hopefully make it up to the majors one day.
I remember hearing the story about how when Michael Jordan decided to play baseball, minor league baseball, that team did have a broken down bus, and obviously he's got a little in the bank, so he went and bought the team a new bus. But that's how often does that ever happen?
Yeah, that's pretty few and far between. Our guys will end up making about $1,300 a month when they're playing in season, so it's not a ton of money. And that's really what's interesting about this level of play is you could have a guy that just graduated from college, has a 4-year degree, might have signed, his bonus might have signed for $1,000. Then you have a player that just out of high school, 18 years old, might have signed for $3 million. And they're sharing the same locker, and they're on every single bus ride together. And our season starts in mid-June, wraps up in early September, so we play a total of 76 games in 80 days.
Wow.
So
they hardly ever have a day off.
Yeah.
Where do you practice? When do you practice?
Yeah, it's
almost just all your practice are games. That's what you do
all the time. Yeah, I mean they'll get to the ballpark around noon, practice for 3 or 4 hours, eat some lunch, and then play the game, and then go home and have some dinner.
Are there like those higher end guys that you talked about, the real gems that are coming out? Are some of them, are they apt to might skip to single A level maybe and go to double A or triple A right out of college, or right out of not even go to college really?
Yeah, potentially. A lot of times, what a lot of major league clubs will do is, especially the guys with the kind of a bonus babies. That's kind of the terminology. Is if they're making a large potential signing bonus, then part of that contract may include 4 years of schooling. So that way they'll skip college for now, concentrate on their baseball career. And then at the end of their career, or when they choose to go to school to take some classes, then usually the major league team will pay for it. So, so there's kind of interesting things like that help entice people to sign baseball contracts. But it's one of those things where these guys in our league are the best of the best in the world,
yeah.
And only really about 5% will end up making it up to the majors. And these guys have always been the best in T-ball to little league to high school to college.
Guys that are really good. Don't major league teams actually prefer that you sign with them and be put in one of their minor league teams as opposed to play college, because I guess they can kind of mold you better to their liking or control you a little bit more?
Yeah, you're exactly right, Shawn. And every organization has their certain way that they want these guys to play. And and it's not just since they're professional athletes, it's not just how well you can hit the ball or throw or run or play the game of baseball, but it's actually being a professional. Learning discipline, getting on the bus, making sure that you're representing your team well in the community, and all those little pieces make up one large piece that hopefully is a very successful baseball player in the majors.
I want to go back and talk about Dodd Stadium for a moment, because you were talking about the diversity of the towns that the teams in your league play, small town to a big city, and you had the opportunity and luckily were able to move into a beautiful stadium like Dodd Stadium, and not every team in your league has a stadium as nice as Dodd.
No, without a doubt. To kind of give you guys a little history, I started out my career in the Montreal Expos organization for their single A team in Burlington, Vermont, and that's where I grew up, and started out as an intern with them in 1995. And Vermont, now they changed the name to the Vermont Lake Monsters a few years ago, and they play at Centennial Field. Centennial Field's actually the oldest ballpark in minor league baseball. So. Wow. The field itself was built in 1906. The existing stadium structure was built in 1922. And so for myself to go from the oldest ballpark in minor league baseball in Burlington, Vermont, to the gem of the diamond that we have in Norwich, it's fun for me. It's great because Centennial doesn't have skyboxes. They don't have a bar and restaurant at the suite level. They don't have an indoor batting cage. they don't have parking space for 2,000 cars. So it's almost a great luxury that that we have up there, and we definitely appreciate it.
Do some of the guys who are coming in, not even on your own team, but also especially other visiting teams that come to the stadium and they're like, wow, where am I playing here?
Yeah, I mean, they're blown away. When they kind of drive down the stadium, drive down the driveway of Dodd Stadium and see it for the first time, they're just really excited to play, and the playing surface itself is just outstanding. It's one of the best in the Northeast.
You take great care of it too.
Thank you. I mean, our grounds crew, Brian and Ryan, have done an outstanding job, and that's really what it is. It's a team effort to really pull the stadium together and really hold springtime events. Everything from UConn baseball to we actually hosted BC St. John's as a neutral site this past spring, and then we have a bunch of high school games. So from when the snow melted to our first pitch, we'll end up hosting about 40 to 45 different events in the springtime at Dodd Stadium.
And there wasn't that much snow this past year, too. So
no, thank goodness.
And you were talking about all those different teams that were playing their Connecticut Tigers games. Also, not even baseball, concerts, things of that sort, right?
Yeah, actually, this August we're going to be hosting the Podunk Bluegrass Festival, which is going to be a great 4-day festival. It takes place in early August. So that's the first time we're hosting that. In 2010, it was named the Bluegrass Festival of the Year. So that was a great accomplishment for us to be able to host it at Dodd Stadium. And if it goes well, we'll plan on doing that for a number of years. We're also hosting a 24-hour Relay for Life walk, which is taking place in early June. So it's another way for us to really help turn Dodd Stadium into the community venue that it is and should be. So
very nice. Let's take a break. We got a lot more to get to. So let's give them a website to go to so they can go and learn more about the Tigers.
Yeah, people can go to cttigers.com for information on tickets, to check out the schedule, promotions, really everything that you can possibly know and want to know about the Tigers organization you can find on our website.
Including C.J. Knudsen's bio, which I printed out, by the way. He's the Vice President and General Manager of the Connecticut Tigers, and we've got a lot more to get to. So we will when we come back. I'm Shawn Murphy. This is For the Record. Stay with us. Welcome back to For the Record. I'm Shawn Murphy. My guest today is C.J. Knudsen. He's the Vice President and General Manager of the Connecticut Tigers. They play out of Norwich, Connecticut. Talk to us, C.J., about the amazing thing that is minor league baseball. It's not just watching a game. It's also as much about promotion, different things going on, and just it's an event when you bring the family to a game.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that's probably the thing I really enjoy most about working in minor league baseball and being the general manager is helping to come up with some of the great promotions and really providing an affordable, fun, safe atmosphere at the ballpark for the families. And this year we've been able to create a lot of great nightly promotions. New for this year is actually every Monday is Kids Eat Free at the ballpark. So it's sponsored by U.S. Foods and the Day newspaper. So you get a hot dog, a bag of chips, a bottle of water, and an apple. So kids 12 and under, that's every Monday. Tuesdays are Dollar Dog Night, which was new last year, which is a fan favorite.
Yeah, it's a big hit.
Yeah, people love their dogs. So we have a wonderful KM all-beef dog. And then Wednesday is kind of our family 4-pack. So we call it the Grand Slam Family 4-pack. So it's 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 Pepsis, and also a box of popcorn for $40. So, nice. And then Thursdays, actually, we ended up creating a Thursday night happy hour. So we ended up building a brand new bar last year down the first base side called the Hole in the Wall Bar. And the reason why it's called the Hole in the Wall is we actually blew through some cinder blocks to get to our beer coolers. So it's the coldest beer in the house. And,
wow.
And so we're going to have live music every Thursday that we're home and have beer and food specials. And then, of course, the fan favorite, which since really day one at Dodd Stadium, is Friday night fireworks. So Friday night fireworks every Friday that we're home. And also on opening day, we're going to have fireworks as well. So 6 fireworks shows. And then Saturday, new for this year as well, is giveaways. So we're going to be doing water bottles to a Connecticut Tigers hat to actually 2 bobbleheads. So one of our bobbleheads is going to be CT, the Tiger. He's one of our mascots. And then our other bobblehead is going to be Andrew Graham, who's back for a second year as our field manager. And Andrew's from Australia. So
you hear that accent.
We definitely do. And he's actually in the process right now of coming up with and creating an Andrew Graham Australian burger that we're going to have available at the ballpark as well. So, and then we round out the week on Sunday with our family days. So it's our Sunday fun day where kids come out to the ballpark. They can play catch on the field, get a free baseball courtesy of Dick's Sporting Goods, and then also run the bases after and get a coupon at Ben & Jerry's ice cream. So, and our game time's also been changed to 4:05 this year, so hopefully be a little less sun for people, and so they can come here and cheer on the Tigers as well.
They don't have to roll out of bed and go right to the stadium. They have a little bit and wait later in the afternoon. On the fireworks night, Saturday night, the fireworks are after the game, right? So you watch the game and then you enjoy the fireworks after.
Without a doubt, that's every Friday night fireworks, which is great for us. And then of course we'll have season-long promotions. We have Bark in the Park, so all of your dog lovers out there, we definitely encourage people to come for our Bark in the Park night. Last year we had about 200 dogs there, which is great.
Okay, do they sit with you right in the stands?
They sit right in the stands, and they watch baseball. So, and they love it when foul balls come into the crowd too. So.
I bet you they'd love to get down on that grass, but that's a no-no, right?
That's a no-no.
The grounds crew will be very busy after that.
Yes. And then last year we ended up having a Norwich Navigators night.
I know, that was great, to honor the team that was there before you, or a couple of teams before you, right?
Yeah, so we wore old Norwich Navigator uniforms. We actually unveiled the Tater the Gator statue that was out front of Dodd Stadium for years. So when we got into the ballpark, we found it, and we decided to refurbish it and then really kind of put it on display. So
was it like in a basement somewhere or something? Or what?
Basically found it in the woods.
Oh my goodness.
So we decided to put it in storage, and then unveiled it last year, and it was great. So Tater looks out, protects Dodd Stadium, and people can greet him as he's coming in, and so it's events like that and promotions that we're really just having a great time coming up with.
And that's what minor league baseball is. It's entertainment. It's not just a game. It's all the entertainment, and that's why the kids love it, and that's why you make a day of it. It's a family event, and one of the biggest things that doesn't get mentioned enough is the value. It's so inexpensive to go to a minor league game.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you can bring a family forward to our ballpark, and it's going to cost you less than $50, really, for everything. So if you want something to drink, a hot dog, a ticket to get in, I mean, it's a really affordable means, and that's what we're looking to do is, we're going to be here for a very long time, and we love being at Dodd Stadium, and this market is outstanding.
You got a good relationship with the city and everything?
We do. The city's been great to us. The surrounding communities have been fantastic. We've been able to create some great relationships with little leagues around the area. And I think we've been able to create and use the ballpark as a community venue. So, which is really, at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's a place where people can gather, not only just not only watch baseball, but have a good conversation, see a neighbor, see a friend they haven't seen in a long time, and do it at an affordable rate as well.
It's really relaxing too, to sit there on a summer night, enjoy a game.
It's
have a conversation.
Yeah, without a doubt, and that's what it's about.
You see a lot of people starting to wear the Connecticut Tigers gear, the jerseys and things of that sort. Obviously, that's available for people up there, but it kind of does your heart well to see people wearing this stuff. Right?
Yeah. It's now that we've been in the market, this will be our third year here. A lot of people are wearing Tigers hats, T-shirts. So it's great. It's great for us to see that. A lot of the stores in the area are starting to carry the Tigers merchandise, which is fun. And in our Old English C, which kind of looks like a backwards D, so we've actually have a couple of people call us up every now and then saying, "Do you know that your C is backwards?" So and we said, "Yeah, we understand that," but C stands for Connecticut.
Now, you might have mentioned this the last time you were here. The decision to decide to stick with the Connecticut Defenders' way of calling themselves Connecticut as opposed to Norwich. What went behind that decision, and why did you decide to do that?
Well, we're actually drawing really, for the most part, really east of the Connecticut River. So we're drawing a lot of people from Connecticut, that part of Connecticut. We're also drawing from New Haven, that area, and we're also drawing from parts of Rhode Island. And so we're not really just Norwich's team. We're really kind of Connecticut's team, and people are coming out, and people are driving an hour and a half to see a ball game, which is great. And we hope that they're coming there for numerous reasons. Everything because it's affordable and it's easy to get to. Maybe they might be coming there to try our new veggie burger that we have at the ballpark. So
that's good. For the vegetarians or the vegans out there, they should know that a veggie burger is available. Right?
Yeah, without a doubt, and it is. It's actually my favorite item on the menu right now.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's a wonderful veggie burger. And speaking of veggies, we actually are creating our own little Dodd Stadium house garden. So we're planting. We're getting ready to plant in about a week or so. Tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, hot peppers. And so we're going to be able to have our own little house garden right there at Dodd Stadium as well for our staff to enjoy, and also fans to potentially enjoy as well.
That's great. Now let's talk about you a little bit. One of the things that we were talking about off the air was when you are running a minor league organization, First of all, your title is vice president and general manager, but in reality, there could be a lot more titles added to that business card, considering that when you're in minor league, everything you do a lot more. You do almost everything, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of the great thing about working in minor league baseball is you get a chance.
You dabble in everything.
Yeah,
right?
the saying goes, jack of all trades, master of none,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what really a general manager of a minor league baseball team does. And your day could consist of hanging a billboard to doing an interview,
Right.
going on TV.
You're definitely the de facto PR guy.
Yes,
sure.
yes.
Yeah.
To making a customized T-shirt in the retail store or filling ketchup dispensers. So you never know where you're going to come, what your days hold for you. But that's kind of the great thing about it, and that's what I really enjoy is I work with some great people in our office, and they all have wonderful attitudes and really are excited about coming to work. And if you're excited about coming to work, then it's awesome. And we have one of the best offices that anybody can have. It's a ballpark. And when you open up the door and you see the emerald green grass and you smell hot dogs and popcorn in the air, that's your office. And so that's kind of a cool thing to invite people to your office and see where you work.
Now, as a general manager of a minor league team, one of the things that you have to deal with on a fairly regular basis is the potential of losing guys because they get called up, right?
Yes.
That's part of life in minor league baseball, right?
Too many times, yeah. It's one of those things where if one of our guys has a great at-bat or a great outing,
he's gone.
He could be gone that night.
Yeah.
And, so that's one thing. That's one of the reasons why we really very rarely market a player per se. That's why you'll see our mascot CT or Tater, in our advertising and in our marketing because they're always going to be there. Unfortunately,
Right.
They're never going to get called up to the majors. Don't tell those guys that, but
Right.
They're not going to get called up to the majors, and so it's a way for us to kind of help market it. But you're right. I mean, we're dealing with the Detroit Tigers on a daily basis in season with transactions to player movements, and so the players will come and go. We might start our roster on June 20th on our home opener with 35 guys, and at the end of the year there might only be 20 guys from that original roster. So and a lot of it's based off of performance, a lot of it's based off of injury, and so they'll fluctuate back and forth from this level to potentially going up to Double-A and then coming back down and vice versa.
Would you? Is it ever an unfortunate situation where you might lose a guy when you're making a playoff run, but he gets called up somewhere and you can't have him?
Yeah, they try not to pull him when you're in the hunt for the playoffs,
Okay.
but you never know because they might be in the hunt for the playoffs at the level
That's
above.
right. They need him.
Yeah, and that's kind of the heartbreak thing that we've experienced over the past 2 years is it came down to our last game of the regular season both years in 2010 and 2011 to decide if we were going to win the division, and then if we win the division, then you go to the playoffs. And I remember last year at Dodd Stadium, ended up being a 16-inning game, and we thought that we won the game around the 9th or 10th inning. Place was nuts, and we actually had some champagne in the locker room for the guys to celebrate and kind of spray all over the place. And I hate to say this for all the Red Sox fans out there, but it was very similar to with the Red Sox Mets series in '86. And
you got to bring that up.
So we had to bring the champagne in, bring it out, bring it in, bring it out. And,
wow.
And unfortunately, we ended up losing the game in 16 innings, and so the season ended that night. And that was our second year in a row, barely missing the playoffs, and so hopefully the third time's a charm.
Oh man, well, yeah, this year season is happening soon, and we hope everyone gets a chance to maybe get up to Norwich, Connecticut, and check out the Connecticut Tigers. One more time on the website.
People can go to cttigers.com. You can buy single game tickets, mini plans, or season tickets are now on sale.
CJ Knudsen, Vice President and General Manager of the Connecticut Tigers. Good luck this season, and thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, Shawn. Looking forward to having you at the ballpark.
All right, and thank you for joining us for another edition of For the Record. I'm Shawn Murphy. We will see you next time. Take care.